Hello and welcome to the final week of Spooky Month here on D6 Tricks. I am your host, as always, Alex, and today we are playing a World War I Eldritch horror game called Never Going Home. It's very bright and cheery, as you probably expected from the title and from the picture that's on screen right now. And joining me, as always, as part of the unit in this company, we have Atwas.
I'm so excited. I've missed playing this game. This is like my favorite game. So yes, happy to be here.
We have Kristen.
It makes perfect sense for me to be here.
And we have Queen.
But Alex, I am home.
No, you're never going home. It's too late.
Oh,
Not allowed. Bye.
shame.
Alright, so, for those who want to know how Never Going Home works, it's not as complicated as Mothership, but it is, I would say, the second most complicated of the games we've played here during Spooky Month. Basically, you're more often than not a soldier, you can be other things, but the game emphasizes soldiers as part of like a unit to accomplish objectives. Your objectives are to go into somewhere that's definitely spooky for one reason or another, get in, get something, get out. You have a certain number of skills, and you can use points from your total stat and your training in that skill to manipulate the dice roll. If you take damage, you lose points and abilities to manipulate that skill, or that school if for whatever reason you're going into a spooky school. And if any of those scores reach a 0, you die. So it's fun. There's also the chance in long-term play of getting corrupted and belonging to the others, where your character becomes my character. It's fun. Now, that being said, this particular mission is going to be a one-shot because everything here in Spooky Month has been a one-shot to show some spooky settings. And this one-shot is The Land and the Wind. 1917, a little less than a year after the start of the infamous Battle of the Somme, in which numerous lives on both sides were lost, and a portal to the others opened up. Since then, the Western Front has never been the same. Creatures and monsters have been prowling around no man's land, some even got into the trenches, and soldiers have been slowly and surely finding ways to try and survive the experience of dealing with them. For one particular band here in the Western Front's trenches on the French countryside, they have been fighting and they have plenty of ammo to keep fighting, but they have been gaining no ground, and unfortunately, they're quickly running out of food. It takes a lot to feed an army, and at best they have a few weeks worth of rations before it all goes to hell and they have to start looking. However, there is one chance. Somewhere along the lines at the edges of no man's land, there's been a farm that has been an ally to the soldiers on the Western Front, providing them with foodstuffs whenever they can, defending themselves because the ranchers and farmhands there were decent shots, and all in all, making sure that there were supplies when there was an emergency. Lately, however, there's been no word from that farm. So, the mission is thus. A small 3-person squad has been deployed to investigate the farm at the edges of no man's land, make contact with the farmers and owners if at all possible, and bring back whatever food supplies they can in order to ensure that the trenches can remain fully stocked. So, walking along in the dark, twisted forests, trying to stay away from open spaces as much as possible, get out of artillery range, we have 3 pretty eclectic individuals going along this mission. None of them are the same nationality. It's the French countryside, but we have only one Frenchman in here. Would you care to introduce yourself, yes?
Absolutely. I am Arsène Duval, private of the French army. I was a professional, but the army's ranks have swelled rather significantly. I've been in the war for a while, so... experience, am I right? If anything, I can at least translate for others, if necessary. I'm about 32, getting up there towards, middle age. I'm definitely not as young as some of the soldiers I see.
No, you are not. There are some very young, very fresh faces that have been entering the war to do their duty for their ruler and their country, and hope they don't die horribly in the process. Speaking of younger faces, Private Blake, attention. Introduce yourself.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say young. I mean, old enough, definitely old enough to join the war, but hello, Tenor, I'm Private Benjamin Blake, son of a baker, and I just come here to do my best. Don't know why of all people they assigned me to this, but, I think from what I've seen, probably been for a lot worse. This is gonna be a cup of tea.
And last but not least, when I said an eclectic bunch, this last member really emphasizes how much that is. Because the third member of this group is not a soldier, not even male enlisted. You know what? Sybil Cordova, could you introduce yourself for me?
Sorry. Hi, yes, my name is Sybil Cordova. It makes perfect sense that I'm here. I don't know what you're talking about, narrator. I'm 18. I'm 18. I'm heir to the Cordova fortune, and ever since I heard about the going-ons out on the battlefield, I've been curious. So I have me a little note here from the Kaiser here that says that I am allowed to be on the front lines as a reporter, and I'm here to figure out what's going on.
A note from the Kaiser, and you're on the French and British side. You know what?
And the other,
Well, it's in case she gets captured, yes?
just in case I get captured.
Okay.
Right.
I have a lot of notes as Sybil reaches into her bag and pulls out notes from every single higher up, which according to the notes says that she's totally working for their side.
Absolutely.
Here's one from Haig. Here's one from Foch. Here's one from... God.
He was such a sweetie, you would not believe.
All right. So, the journey is fairly long and circuitous to get to farmland, which is a couple days' journey from the actual trenches, the front lines of battle. It still partially goes through no man's land. This smog-filled, artillery-blasted hellscape reeks of chemicals as you go. You are very lucky to have some gas masks to help with the smell and, other things that might be in the air blowing around. But so far, luckily, the journey has not been wrought with people fighting you, shooting rifles your way, blasting you out of your very boots. Speaking of the journey, that is the first part of any mission in Never Going Home. So, this particular journey, as you approach the farmstead, I would like everyone to give me at least one card, and I will then distribute those cards, and with those cards, you will talk about, as you walk the long, dusty road, what was the last time you were truly happy, truly satisfied with your lot in life?
What card means which again?
Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho, that is a good question. One I shall answer later, but the goal for the cards that we are going to be giving to your humble narrator, I want at least 2 diamonds.
Okay.
Well, I do have diamonds.
I sure hope that's possible.
How do we give them to you?
Yeah.
If you click the arrow that says play card, you should be able to select who to play it to, and you could pass it to the narrator.
Gotcha.
Pass to the narrator. There
Mhm.
you go.
Yep. I got these cards. All right.
Done and done.
Thank you very much. Now then, going down the line, I'm going to pass these cards back at random. And you will tell me what these cards are so that I can put them up on screen. It'll be so cool. All
Gotta
right.
share with the
So
class.
cool.
All right. So, refreshing my memory. Private Duval.
Yes, sir. Aha. Excellent. Should I start then?
Yes, please tell me what this card is.
A queen of diamonds, monsieur.
The Queen
of Diamonds.
of Diamonds. Alright, so the diamond suit represents basically yourself. It represents you. Your ambitions, your hopes, your philosophy, things that you identified with that identified you before or after becoming a soldier. And it's the Queen of Diamonds, so something pretty big. Go ahead and tell
Something
me
pretty big.
the last time you felt like truly satisfied with your life.
I think the last time I felt truly satisfied was, so I've been a career soldier for a while now. I mean, it was an easy enough job to get into, but before the war, before all this happened, I actually submitted an application to the law university in Paris, and I was accepted. And getting that letter was probably the happiest I've been in a while. That this promise, its future, it's something that will have to wait after the war, I guess. Don't need lawyers as much as you need soldiers.
So true, so true. Lawyers, they come and go, but soldiers, well, who knows how long this war will go on. All right, go ahead and discard that for me, please.
Yes, sir.
All right. Private Blake,
Yes.
I'm gonna pass you a card. Go ahead and tell me what it is.
Sorry, the call's cutting out for me.
Oh boy.
Rip.
It'll be fine. He'll be back.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
So,
Okay.
journalist. Oh. Journalist, really, Miss Cordova.
Yes. That's my job. Definitely. That's what I do.
What, you never did mention what fancy American newspaper you worked for.
I work for a very exclusive publication.
Mm-hmm. Cigarette, by the way.
Oh, yes, please, thank you.
Yeah. Private Duval lights one for you, et cetera, et cetera. It does not taste good.
Yeah, it tastes like a cigarette.
I mean,
Well, even for cigarettes, French tobacco rations aren't exactly known for their quality.
listen, listen, Sybil has been here for a bit. She has remarkably taken to all military bullshit and the minor, barely comforts around here with very little complaint.
Well, I mean, it helps that, we can't help but treat you like a queen. I mean, you remind me of my sister.
Oh.
I'm sure you remind many people of many others. No pressure, of course. It's just, it is nice to see a pretty face.
Sometimes it helps to give boys a little taste of home, right?
Very much.
But
But yes, independent journalist, was it?
yes. That's I guess for now, let's just say I'm hoping this will be a very big story. Ever since this all happened, out here on the warfront, I was just curious.
Interesting that you've, what have you heard?
Something dark. Blackness beyond blackness.
Well, hopefully, here's a question, Kristen. Does Sybil carry, like, a camera?
Yes.
Well, hopefully, whatever it is, at least on this mission, hopefully it will be quiet. We're just in for supplies and back out. I know everyone back home, whatever, close enough. We could all use a bit of wine at the very least. Something other than Tinder rat is what it feels like. Say,
Well,
do you have any film left?
I do actually. I've always got something. And, hopefully we'll see something interesting, but not too interesting, right?
Exactly. And if we don't, I mean, this is my good side. He sort of like taps his cheek a little bit.
Sybil winks. I'll keep that in mind. Besides,
All right.
I mean, the thing with journalism is, I'm sure that some of the stories were exactly how they were written about, but most of them are pieces put together into a narrative.
Just be, from what I understand, it's, just be careful. Fucking, what's my accent? Never heard of her. Just be careful. There are very many. I occasionally get my letters back in pieces. We'll say that much.
That makes sense.
Careful what you write. Unless, of course, you publish it in Spain. They publish anything there.
They will publish anything in Spain, that's true. You would not believe the things they will publish in Spain.
Yep. All right. Well, in the meantime, here's something we can do while we're waiting for Private Blake to come back. Cordova.
Yes!
Here's a card for you.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay.
Okay.
It's a
All
5
right.
of hearts.
5 of hearts. Okay.
Ah.
So, hearts, that is, of course, different from the self. Hearts are about relationships, emotion and connection to, like, loved ones, comrades, even to enemies, could be. So, go ahead and tell me the last time you were satisfied, and it's going to involve a relationship of some kind.
Oof.
Not easy to please is our little Mademoiselle Cordova, is she?
No, not really. You lose things at a young age, and then it becomes a little harder to form connections when you don't have much in the way of an example. But there was a girl back in school. She was nice. Liked my stories, great dancer, tall enough to dip me when we were practicing the waltz. She was nice. It's, well, you find boyfriends eventually, right?
Does this girl, she have a name?
Imagine having names right off the top of your head.
Can't relate.
Mirabelle.
Maribel.
Mirabelle. She was home for a time. as much as you can have home at one of those boarding schools. I write to her sometimes, but you know. Well, our life took us separate ways now, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just how it is. Stretch. But you know, I'm here now, and there are people to know here, as much as you can know anyone out here. I guess really,
I would. Hmm.
you know, you get to know people better here than you do out back at. People are more honest when they don't have an air to put on. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, absolutely. I was about to say, you probably see the most of anyone that you could out here. People don't hide. I mean, why bother, right?
Why bother? As I say, I'm like, where?
Where?
I feel so bad. I'm like, oh well, we've lost Blake.
Well, Blake has already fallen into the void. We haven't even started the actual mission.
He heard the noise and he fucked off into the whatever's left of the bush, yeah? I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah. He's
Or
gonna.
maybe he's scouting ahead or scouting behind.
Sorry, we're gonna go through like the most bullshit, and then at the last second, Queen's internet is gonna like come together. Private Blake's gonna pop on in and just lay waste.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna... Private Blake, I can't believe Private Blake is fucking dead.
Oh my god.
Private
Also-
Blake already went home.
Yeah,
Also, discard that card, young lady.
discard it right now.
Oh, okay. Right. Discard? There we go. Okay, I'm like, I have to hit a button.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the audacity.
Listen, you mean I don't just say the thing and then it magically vanishes?
Yeah. Be gone, ye five of hearts!
Be gone, you five of hearts. God, I was sitting here, I was looking down this list, and you know, hearts is about relationships, emotion, and connection. And I'm like, and I was like, well, I hope I don't, you know, hearts. Oof, that's the really hard one for Sybil Cordova. Well, hello, Quinn.
Fingers fucking crossed.
Wife.
I had
Lovely
to stick a
unprivate.
pin in the fucking Wi-Fi router.
God,
It'd be like that.
It really do be like that sometimes.
All right, I think it's okay. I think.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Mhm.
Sorry.
It's not your fault.
I mean, it
It's the
kind of
British's
is.
fault.
Yeah.
It's the British. Well, we're glad to have you.
Mm-hmm.
I missed you.
Oh. Oh, I missed you too. All right, so you're asking about Benjamin's card.
Yes.
All right, so happy moment in his life, or satisfied moment.
What was the card?
So, it was the 9 of diamonds.
Okay.
Yes! We met it!
Did it? All right, so what happened is, when the call was put out, I feel there was a bit of pressure on his dad to sign up, but his dad getting on a bit, likes his baking, wants to provide for the community, and one day he came home with a white feather. And Benjamin saw this and was like, I'm not having people pointing and staring at my dad and my family like that. You know what? I'll do it. I'll sign up. I can prove this. I can do this. And he signed up, and even though everyone kind of knew he was a bit too young, he feels like that day everyone looked at him in pride, even his parents. And he felt satisfied.
Aww.
You wanna share with the class what the white feather means for people who don't know?
So in World War I times in the Britlands, if you were given a white feather in the streets, that was a way to shame you because to call you a coward, essentially, for not signing up to the war. So it put a lot of pressure on you.
There's usually like young, pretty girls handing them out too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Imagine your crush comes by, puts a white feather in your cap. Yeesh.
Fucking brutal. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredibly rude. Incredibly. But congratulations, Private Blake. You're here now. I hope you're still satisfied.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Also, please get back on Forge when you
I'm
can.
trying. It's taking a bit.
Okay. All right. So, you have passed the journey. That means you have some additional supplies. So, Command has, among many theories as to why the farm has not perhaps written back or sent any supplies, among their theories is that they do not have gasoline in order to, power any vehicles that could cross through and get back to the trenches. So, they have supplied you all with some canisters of gasoline, one each. Feel free to use them as you see fit. The idea was perhaps to refuel any vehicles you might find, but you can be creative with your usage. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
All right. So, you break through the tree line and get to the flatter ground of farmland. Or at least you're pretty sure it's farmland based on the map. As you look over it, it looks just as, blasted with dust and the leavings of chemical weapons and artillery fire as any other part of No Man's Land. There are some buildings still standing, immediately in front of you. You can see the farmhouse, and there's a little smokehouse off to the side of it from where you're standing. And you're pretty sure there's some more buildings towards the farther end of the farmland. And also it's just standing right at the front gate, which is knocked off its hinges and just creaking in the wind, is a single scarecrow with a carved porcelain face tilted off to the side a little bit and a crooked Glasgow grin on its face and a little straw hat on top of it, staring in your direction, arms spread wide, like scarecrows are, just also swaying lazily back and forth in the wind.
Aw, what a
Charming.
cutie.
I've seen enough Doctor Who to know where this is going.
You've seen enough Doctor What? You seen enough what, Private Blake?
Wait, Doctor Who?
I dreamed of a Doctor Who one time. Who was he? I haven't got a clue.
I see.
A Doctor Who. Ah, so from the Far East.
Yes.
From the Far East.
Right. Right. So, shall we knock and see who is home, or?
Yeah. Let's knock.
Yeah, it's behind our lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'll knock unless anyone has any objections.
No?
Actually, I'm going
No
to
objections here.
knock. I'm going to knock, but we'll just make sure to stick close, in case they speak French.
No worries, no worries. In case they speak French. And also, Private Duvall will sling his rifle into a more readied position, just not over his shoulder, just loosely in his arms.
I know how to say fish in French.
Oh yeah?
Poisson.
You're correct. Your pronunciation could use refinement.
Sorry. I'll need a bit of practice.
Better than most Tommies.
Right. I'm a knock.
All right. You head up to the front gate, knock on it. It creaks a little bit more open as you do. You can walk right through, but other than that, no one answers immediately.
Well, maybe they have, unfortunately for us, finally taken our advice and fled.
Well, I mean, good for them if they got out of here, but bad for us if they got out of here.
Well, maybe there is stuff in the smokehouse.
Yeah.
Or
Alright.
the cellar, or whatever else.
I mean, smokehouse seems like a... actually, maybe cellar would be a good place to start, actually.
We'll
Well,
take a look
yeah.
here.
let's take a look.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. You push past the front gate, and it just creaks open really noisily, as if it hadn't been moved in years.
Little Tuts pats the door. Okay, no need to get excited.
Yep.
Keeps going.
All right, and then you head on over to the farmhouse proper, which I'm assuming you're searching for first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You open up the door, finding it unlocked, and inside in the front hallway, it's well, there are some cracks in the walls, not small ones, like big cracks along the foundation itself, coming up from the bottom, reaching almost to the ceiling. And from some of these cracks are reaching small vines that, like, come out of the crack and then immediately curve around, grasping onto the wall, looking like they're holding on pretty sturdily. There's a staircase immediately to your left. It goes up and down towards the cellar, and then, of course, to the second floor. And then the main hallway leads on towards, like, the living areas, like the master foyer, the living room, the kitchen and dining room, everything there.
Well, a floor for each of us, or...
I think very least I'd like to go with at least one person.
I know enough about splitting up to know that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, I think I'd like to stay with you boys, and we'll just take this one floor at a time as a trio.
Yeah,
As you
no,
wish, mademoiselle.
yeah, a gentleman must never leave a lady in need. I mean, I'm not saying you're in need, but
But you
I
are
just
a
feel really-
lady.
yeah,
might be
I
a
just
little-
feel. Yeah, I just feel really bad about leaving you by yourself.
Sybil winks. I might be a little bit in need of some big strong men to help me out. All right, come on,
strong.
boys. Let's start. Since we're on the ground floor, let's start with the ground floor, I guess.
All right.
Okay. So, you head into the ground floor, immediately take a look into the master foyer, which is also the living room. It looks ransacked. There are bookshelves that have been knocked over, there are cabinets that have been knocked over. Basically anything that looks like it could have fallen over or is unsteady has fallen down to the ground.
How long has it been since we stopped getting communications from here?
Usually, they check in about every month or so.
This is a lot of disaster and a lot of cracks in the foundation for a month.
I guess it depends on how lucky the Bosch have been with our artillery. But no, with the plants going through, I think you're right.
I guess I'd like to take a look around, you know, the things thrown around to see if I can find any clues. That's my thing. So.
All right. Roll investigation for me. Target number 1, success.
Okay. So explain to my little baby brain how I go about doing that. Am I just hitting the dice?
Well,
next
if you-
to investigation.
Well, if you hit the dice and the number next to it is 0, currently you will roll 0 dice. So
Okay.
that would not be great. So,
Okay.
the total number of dice you want to roll to start with, you put that number in there. So,
Okay.
you have 2 guts and 2 ranks in investigation, so that would be a max of 4 dice. But if you want to
Okay.
save some, then you can roll less than that, and then the number you save can be used to, like, re-roll all the dice once, or add 1 point to any of the dice to bump up the number if they're, like, close to a 5 or 6.
Okay. I'll roll 2 then, and we'll see where we go.
Okay.
3 and a 1, and I need a 5 or a 6, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so I can just add the 2 other dice to knock that 3 up to a 5?
You can, yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So you do some rifling through, some looking at places that are under or where all the furniture would have been, and indeed there are some like more cracks in the wall, a couple more vines, and these vines look like they like burst through rather suddenly, like pushing over the furniture, the cabinets. You can still find like a couple of photographs, a wallet with some money in it within the cabinets, so this was not a robbery, it doesn't look like. Whatever caused this, there looks to have been some signs of violence, because you can also find some blood underneath where one of the cabinets fell, but it doesn't look like whatever caused this was doing it to raid their stuff and take it.
I don't suppose I could gather anything from the blood, like, you know,
Nah,
there was a bludgeoning.
it looks bludgeoning.
Goody.
Yeah, as if something heavy fell on someone. Say, a cabinet.
Say a cabinet. Lot of destruction for not a lot of payout, at least in terms of a robbery.
Mm.
That is, what was a lot of blood at one point, and no body. Or at least no remaining body here.
I mean, it's been a month.
True.
Anything from dogs to anything else could have dragged people off.
True.
Or maybe someone got hit and they made it out. We don't know.
I don't know any dog that drags people about.
No, Blake? Starving ones.
Oh. Yeah, that would do it.
How long have you been over here, Blake?
Here? Few months at this point?
Ah, you've got time. You will learn. You will learn.
I've been learning too much recently.
Haven't we all?
Haven't we all?
So,
Okay.
up or down?
I'd say up.
I would also say up. Sybil eyes the vines. Call it a hunch, but I got a bad feeling about down.
Yeah.
Let's try up.
All right. You head back down the hallway. I'm assuming leaving the dining room for later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you walk upstairs. Upstairs is just like a collection of bedrooms for the main family that runs the farmstead. Just from looking into those, master bedroom is locked, but like the kids' bedrooms, which are not locked, they look relatively normal. Like there's dust on them, and it's like swirling in the air because the window's open and it's letting the wind in. But other than that, the bedrooms don't look like there's been any sign of like violence, attack, or struggle or anything like that.
But there is a locked door.
There is a locked door.
I'm gonna open the lock.
Okay.
I would like to make an argument that this is investigation.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Why not?
May I make an argument that since I have training in mechanics,
Yes.
I would perhaps be able to assist with lockpicking in particular.
Ooh.
I would say, yeah, go for it. A lock is technically a machine, so...
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I'll just give you
Biology.
a thumbs up.
I
You can
tried.
do it. I try.
All right. So, how many successes are we going for here?
It's a fairly complex lock, so 2.
Okay. All right. So I think once again I'll roll 2 and see where we end up.
And should I just roll mechanics for me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I got a 4, so I will add. So is there a difference between 5 or 6 for success? Like.
No.
Okay, then I'll just add the 1 to the 4,
Okay.
and then
All right.
I'll roll that remaining 1 just to see. Or at least I attempted to roll a 1.
You have to click off of it first and then click the die. It's weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I tried.
So that's
All
one
right, I will
success.
start off with 3 on my end.
Okay.
And I will use
Yeah.
a point, not that I need to, but I'll use a point to bump one of the force to a 5.
Nice.
All right. So that's 4 total successes to pick a lock?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only do you pick the lock, but it's also out pretty intact, so you're pretty sure you can attach it to any other door within reason. Like, if it's a massive, like, artillery-style bunker door in a German trench, it probably wouldn't fit, but most doors in a farmyard, this would probably fit.
Ooh,
So,
that seems
Acquired 1 parentheses 1 lock.
one
nice.
lock.
Woo.
All right. You open up the door, and inside there looks to have been some kind of tussle in the master bedroom. There are torn up blankets and covers, and like pillow down has exploded all over the room. And the window here is open as well.
Well, this is all the hallmarks for a domestic assault, isn't it?
But, locked from the outside?
Yeah.
If anything, something was to be kept in.
I was trying to be optimistic.
It does look like it does look like a domestic. You are correct, Blake. I will
yes.
agree.
An
Ah, yes, the
optimistic.
optimism of domestic abuse.
Sorry.
Oh,
I will go and look out the window.
All right. So you look out the window. The window looks out over a field that is between the farmhouse and then a barn with a silo attached to it towards the center of the farming area. It also overlooks what would be like kennels and pens for the animals to be out and about during most of their day on the farm. You don't see any animals out there. There are some scarecrows overlooking it, though.
Okay. Well, this is certainly barren.
Sybil kind of pokes beside, looks out. They seem to really like scarecrows.
I mean, Duval just kind of shrugs. It is a farm.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just scarecrows dressed in, like, typical farmer uniforms, big ol' straw hats covering their faces.
What a pleasant bunch of fellows.
I mean, with the amount of carrion birds around, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
Do you think it is worth poking around here more, or?
I'd be willing to poke around a little bit just to see. Leave no stone unturned. That's the journalistic way.
All right.
That's what James journalist said.
Perfect.
Mentor, I presume?
Yes, my mentor, James journalist.
Ah.
who is a real person for sure.
Ah.
Uh,
Oh, I gotta click off of the thing again. Okay,
yep.
so.
Yeah, click out the thing, give me an investigation roll.
I
Ooh.
like me some alliterative names.
Okay, well, I guess I'll roll 2 again, because that got me nowhere.
Yep.
Oh well.
So close.
You have 1 point left if you just rolled 2, so.
Oh,
You
okay.
can bump a 4 to a 5.
Okay, yeah, I'll bump a 4 to a 5.
Alright, 1 success on investigation. So, looks like there are some, like, faint blood trails around the bed frame. Like, not a big blood splatter like there was under the fallen cabinet. More like a line of blood, looks to have been long dried. And also, like, a thin trail of topsoil that leads from the bed to the window.
Soil.
Topsoil, yes.
The blood I expected, the dirt less expected. Weird shit.
I think perhaps there may be no more contact left to make.
Yeah.
So probably scavenge what we can and get back.
Yeah, that feels correct.
All right.
Sybil
Dining
stands,
room,
brushes
kitchen,
off her
then
hands.
cellar.
Yeah, kitchen, cellar.
Sybil then pauses, holds up a hand.
So kitchen, yes. Do we want to risk the cellar?
I mean,
I mean, on the other hand, if we don't risk the cellar, I guess we starve. So, I don't know why I bothered saying let's.
Right.
Yep.
I
Right.
mean, there's the smokehouse, but generally, if you're going to keep things around, you keep them in the cellar, and well, as much as we can get.
Let's check the kitchen first.
Kitchen, dining room. Yeah, let us go.
Alright.
go.
So, the kitchen and the dining room are very close to each other. And you head back downstairs, down the hall. The dining room is the one that's immediately closest, so you head in there, and immediately you are struck by just, like, slumped over around the dining room table. The smell hits you first of the rotting corpses that are gathered around the dining table. French civilians, looks to be in farmers' outfits. Those of you who have seen them might recognize them as, like, the family that lives in the main house. Blood has gathered in pools around their chairs, and they're all just slumped over around the dining room table. And there is a crow on the table who is dipping his beak into, like, a little glass jar, trying to get at an orb of something.
Oh no!
The blood, is it still liquid or is it like dried?
It's dried.
Oh no!
I guess we can assume this is why we have not got caught.
I think that would be a safe bet. As Duval will like sort of move into the room proper, does that crow give a fuck that we're like moving in?
Not a single fuck is given by that crow. It just, like, caws once and keeps on doing what it was doing.
Well, we don't have time to bury them. Not really. I mean, I would rather not spend the night here.
No.
Uh-oh.
You all right, Blake?
Not gonna lie. It's kind of fucked.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't really swear, but I feel it's very appropriate here. That's... Oh my god.
You'll get used to swearing.
But what did this?
I don't know. Can we take a look?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
I think you know what to roll to find answers now. It's investigation.
What?
All right.
No.
I do some investigating.
It could have been knowledge. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Knowledge of anatomy. What caused them to die? Death.
So just one more double
there we
check. I can roll 4 dice, right?
Up to 4, yes.
Yes. Okay.
If you don't want to
I
use
will
any
roll-
points to manipulate, yes.
Sure. I will roll 3.
Okay, so I've rolled 4, 1 was a success, then I'm gonna add 1 to that 4, so that'll be a 5, so 2 successes.
Okay, so total of 4 successes. You reach over and, like, move the family back. You put on gloves so that you don't, like, totally disturb the bodies to see what has happened. It looks like there were a couple different methods of death. The husband, the man of the house, he has ears of corn that have been embedded in his eye sockets. One of them has, like, had the corn pop out like popcorn, too. And that corn is covered in blood. The wife has a big old gash down the center of her torso, and hay is stuffed inside of it. The kids just look like they have had numerous stabbing or slashing wounds on them.
Well,
Oh god. Benjamin would probably like tear up a little bit seeing the kids.
I didn't think the Bosch were that sick. We should find what we can and get out.
Yep.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
They didn't deserve this.
No, they did not. But we can shed tears when we are safe.
Least
Right,
we can
sorry.
do- It's
Quickly wipes eyes away.
okay. Least we can do is make sure that their work doesn't go to waste. Right. And, you know, if we find what did this and we end up being able to burn it to the ground, well, also good. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
What, you don't want to burn what did this?
I mean, I feel that would be... I mean, I wouldn't stop you, but... Oh.
No, don't worry, it probably won't.
Well, I
Alright.
hope you got a grenade handy.
I don't need a grenade.
Blinks.
I mean, we were both issued grenades, so we have that at least covered. Kitchen, pantry, let's maybe get the move on.
Yes, let's.
We don't have to leave anything at the very least.
Mm.
Take it all.
All right. From the dining room, you head into the kitchen, and immediately you hear the sounds of, like, some pretty loud scuttling and shuffling from within the pantry, which, you look over at the door, pantry door is pretty large, looks like it could easily fit someone or something inside. And something's definitely moving in there.
Dogs, maybe something else. I don't know. Hold on.
Oh.
Uh,
Pull out my pistol.
yeah, Arsene has had his rifle at the ready, but he'll kind of like he'll sort of like the door's like completely open, or
Door's closed to the pantry.
oh, door's closed. You ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, I'm going to open it. Hopefully it's just a dog or cat or something like that. Alright. Un, deux, trois. Opens it, rifle at the ready.
All right. You pull open the door, and you can see two humanoid figures inside. One of them is hunched over, and one is just standing, reaching upward. There are several, like, broken wooden shelves inside and collapsed containers of food stuff. From what you can tell, the figures are, like, reaching for anything that holds food and tearing it apart. Like, not even to eat it, just clawing at it to ruin it. And the standing one turns to see you. And it looks like a scarecrow. It's dressed in that same outfit. But it's got a rib cage poking out of its center.
Oh.
Mad.
Oh.
So anyway, I started blasting.
So anyway, you started blasting. It is combat time.
Let's fucking go.
Woo, let's go. Combat's really tiny on Firefox for whatever reason. All right. So, there are currently 2 scarecrows facing you. And does anyone have a card or a high card that they would like to say they have? Not necessarily play, to say they want to go first.
I have a jack.
All right. Jack's pretty high, so I believe that means, unless anyone wants to challenge, which I don't think anyone can.
Nope.
Yeah, Private Duvall goes first.
Excellent. Well, like I said, I will start blasting. So, I'll have Duvall aim for the, I guess, the one that's standing and the one that's closest. So, I've got 2, I've got 3 to spare, so I'm going to roll 5 and then keep one in the chamber. Okay, 2 successes. Is that enough?
That is enough. Bang! A
Okay.
shot rings out through the air, hitting the standing one, yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, you shoot right at the standing one. It cracks against its rib cage. It hisses and groans, and then it lets out this caw, echoing almost like a scream of sorts, before it collapses over.
Merit.
The other scarecrow stands up.
All right. Cordova, you're next.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Good. So when it comes to whispers, I need a card, right? And I think I can only use one for this whole thing.
You can use more if you want. But in order to use the Whisper of the Path I think you're thinking of, you need a card to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you need to burn an
yeah.
entire card.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna use gun. I'm like, I don't think this is the time for a whisper. Gun it is.
All right.
Alright. So I'm not trained in guns, but I think
You
I
need
can still...
1 point of your total guts in order to temporarily buy trained.
Okay. Cool. So that's just 1 dice, right?
Yep.
Cool. Alright. I guess we'll see if this works out.
Come on, big money.
Come on, big money.
Come on, big money.
Please roll.
Click away and then click back.
Fuck. Well,
4. 2. The shot goes wide, hits the inside of the pantry as the other scarecrow stands up.
rip. Okay, well, I'm backing up.
Backing up, backing up, backing up.
Who goes next, Sybil?
I believe next is Private Blake. I think that's
Hello. Okay, I will shoot the thing as well.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so is this modifier applied automatically, or do I have to roll 5 dice?
Explain, please.
I've got a +1 in it. Does the sheet apply that automatically?
No,
or
it does
do I have
not.
to do
It does not.
Okay,
You have to add it.
cool. I'll roll 4 dice and keep one in the chamber then. Whoop. Fudge. Okay,
That rolled 0 dice, by the way,
Why did
bud.
it do that? I had the 4 in there.
Click off and then click back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Aha!
Oh, well, there we go. 3 successes,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
as the good Lord intended.
Cool. You know what, Sada? I'll use that one to bump the 4 to a 5.
All right. Wow.
Nice.
4 successes. If you wanted to, you could add some additional effects to the rifle shot, but it is still enough to take down the scarecrow in one shot.
You're using a pistol, right?
Yes.
Okay, unfortunately you need 3 successes over what you need. I
well,
mean,
never
unless
mind
the
that.
target number is 1.
It's not.
Oh, well, in that case, sorry.
Now you're good.
All right. Bang! Another shot rings out, carried by the wind, and this other scarecrow also collapses over, letting out a cawing screech as it goes.
Whew. That felt good. I'm guessing we know who killed him then.
I think maybe less of a who and more of a what.
Who put
Yeah.
the scaring crow?
Color me curious. I kind of wonder what that crow is trying to get at.
Well, we could go back and check it out once we see if there's anything useful in this pantry.
It's just right over there. I'll go take a look.
Okay.
You guys go through this.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I search for food. I
Okay.
investigate pantry.
Investigate for food.
Okay. I will add 2 dice to that 3 to make it a 5, and then I'll roll 1 more to see if I can get another success. Oh, nice.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
2 successes. You're fairly confident in your investigation abilities, Sybil. So you think, yeah, the pantry's an obvious place to find food. It looks like these scarecrows thought of it too, because they were very thorough in tearing this place apart, making sure that there's very little to use. So you do find, like, some foodstuffs that are intact, like, enough to feed you guys, not enough to feed an army.
What do you think the odds are we can just bring... Do you think the army can eat scarecrow?
Now,
Um,
I've heard some things in my life. I mean, my dad said it's always good to try new things. At the same
Yes.
time, Miss Cordova, I think there was a line, and I'd
Yeah.
rather not be chewing on Scarecrow.
Yeah.
I'd rather shoot rats and eat those than eat whatever is poking out of that straw.
Yeah.
Duval calls from the other room.
Yeah.
Beggars can't be choosers.
As Sybil pockets the couple of things that will at least feed them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see what that crow was interested in, shall we?
Yeah, what was it pecking at?
Go ahead and roll investigation for me, Private Duval.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. Okay, so that is by training. Have 2 more to use. I'm gonna roll 1 and keep 1 in the chamber.
Yeah, target number is 1.
4. Bump that to a 5. Success.
Nice.
Got it. The crow is having a little bit of trouble getting the little tiny orb out of there because it's pretty slick. But then you see the orb looking out at you.
I hope it's not. It is, isn't it?
It is exactly what you think it is. That's a human eyeball.
Oh,
Hmm.
Duval will sort of reach for it, still wearing the gloved hand, still with the gloves on his hands, and he'll kind of like shoo the crow away and pick the eyeball out of the glass. And he'll look at it, and he'll just kind of blink and then just toss it, kind of like just toss it towards the crow. Let it have its little snack.
Yeah. The crow,
It's not worth thinking about.
yeah, like, grabs it in its beak and then flaps off through the open window.
Yeah, tell your friends. I hope you appreciate that. Better than the rats, at least.
Well, so, nothing useful, I take it?
No.
Hmm.
Cellar, then barn, smokehouse.
Yeah, I guess, let's be prepared for more of them, I guess.
All right. Is there like a lantern or candles or something like that that we could maybe take with and light?
There's a candle on top of the dining room table.
Yes. I'll grab that. Mademoiselle Cordova, if you do not mind,
Thank you very much.
hold that. Duval will light it. At least something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's investigate.
Let's
Alright.
investigate!
That fire you wanted, Cordova.
Cool.
I mean, listen. And Sybil, like, grins, and, like, the light, like, flashes across her face. Scarecrows are very flammable.
All right.
Investigate.
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 All right. The cellar is very dark. It did have a lock on it, but that lock appears to be busted as all hell. But as you open the cellar and peer inside from where you are, from what light source you have seen, you notice some humanoid figures slumped on the ground deep in the cellar. They look to be wearing the uniforms of German soldiers.
Wow.
Hmm.
Huh.
I
That's
wouldn't. Sorry, go ahead.
weird.
I'd be surprised if they weren't also selling what they could to the others and overcharging them, I should hope.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. Well, let me go down first and hopefully Fritz will stay first, face down in the mud. Duval will sort of go downstairs carefully and kind of getting to the first corpse will sort of like nudge it with a boot,
All right.
see if it moves.
You kick the corpse. It does not move.
I have my pistol out regardless.
I will use my boot to kind of like flip him over, see if there's anything particularly fucked up other than being dead in German.
Well, other than being dead in German, it looks like his face has like exploded outward. There are bits of skull fragment that are hanging off of his face, and underneath them popped corn.
Well, maybe we could bring the corn back?
Don't think I want to eat the corn.
I'd rather shoot and eat a rat than kraut corn. No, thank you.
Okay.
German face corn, just like Mom used to make.
Just corn.
Delicious.
You know, at
Are
this point in
there-
the trenches, you can't be too fussy.
Are there any
there's-
like
No, there's a line.
There's a line.
Any like preserves or canned goods or anything down here that's edible?
An investigation of 1. You want to keep that number, or do you want to roll for something higher?
I can't roll much higher. I mean, I didn't roll to begin with.
Okay.
I'll look around.
Okay.
Or at least that's the plan.
This is the investigation episode. There's a lot of investigating.
Okay, woof, did not roll very well. Well, I'll roll again. Wow! It's just so dark!
It's very dark in the cellar.
Alright,
There's no way I could roll more than 1 success, so... double 1s and double 2s.
Double
Incredible.
twos!
Jesus Christ. Welp!
Yeah, no. It's super dark down there, and you swear there's something else in the cellar. But, you really don't want to look that far, given what you've talked about so far, the presence of vines and things that are knocked over. Are the rations or whatever's preserved down there really worth it?
I'm kind of... Here's my concern. What if whatever's down here, what if you eat it and then your face explodes like that?
That would be a pretty bad way to have your face explode.
Yeah,
Among any other of the myriad ways that could happen.
yes, I was gonna say, there's a lot
let
of
me,
ways it can explode.
Let me rectify your fear, perhaps? Duval sort of takes the lock and kind of like twirls it on his finger. Would this make you feel better?
Yeah,
Alright. Up and out we go.
up and out we go.
Alright,
Oh, no.
you head back up the stairs and put the lock on the cellar door. Clunk, lock it shut.
Yes, sir.
Well, smokehouse?
Smokehouse.
Smokehouse, barn. Maybe they have a, shitty truck or something.
Yeah, we can hope.
Right. You head out of the farmhouse, just hearing a little bang, bang, thump, thump from the locked cellar door behind you. Which I assume makes you just move faster out of the farmhouse.
Get out! Get out!
Gotta go fast.
All right. And smokehouse you're heading to, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. So, the smokehouse, as you head inside, smells like something horrible. Obviously, there's the smell of smoke, but also, like, there's the smell of death and decay that first hit you in the dining room, but it is rampant here. There's dried blood everywhere. You swear you can see some fresh blood, and hanging from some meat hooks, just scattered everywhere along the ceiling in this at least first room of the smokehouse, are various animals. Like, there's some rabbits, chickens, pigs even, and they're skinned.
There doesn't have to happen to be any... There's no long pig here, is there?
Not that you can tell there's no human meat in
Thank
here.
fuck, okay.
You do hear some, like, oinking and squealing from another room deeper within the smokehouse.
Do any of the hanging animals look like they've been processed and smoked yet?
They do not.
Well,
I'm
if they're not
guessing this
too
smells
rotten.
bad.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, if they're edible, food's food. And it's also not rat.
It's also not... You know what? I like your optimism.
Do I have to roll an investigation to see if any of this net is edible?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll help.
Do a little searchy worchy.
Anything is edible if you,
No, I wanted 2, not...
don't care
Four.
enough.
I
If
wanted
you're hungry
to.
enough.
Alright, I'll bump one of those up. to
Alright.
one.
I got two.
So, like, obviously the meat is raw and you don't have any idea how long it's been hanging there, but you're reasonably sure there's no obvious signs of disease or infection in the animals. You also notice that there are 2 side rooms in the smokehouse, one of which has a lock on it and the other of which does not. The unlocked one has the oinking and squealing coming from it.
Guaranteed fresh.
Guaranteed fresh. That's true. Do we want to make a try for it?
Hogs are big, but we have.
Hogs
Well-
are big, but we've got bullets.
Exactly. Well, let us make sure that it is only a big. To the oinking. Let us go.
All right. Do you want to be stealthy about this or just open the door?
I'd prefer to be stealthy.
All right. Sure. In that case, would you like to go first?
I would love to go first.
Go first. Be stealthy.
Be stealthy.
Stealthy. So I will roll 4. Yeah, let's do
Oh.
that. And then I have 2 left over. Go and that was abysmal. Reroll. Do I reroll all of it if I use
Yes.
one? Okay. Whoa, do me to click on twice.
Oh my
No,
god.
ignore that second one. All right. That one. I'll use the one extra dice to bump one of them up to a 5, so that's 2.
Okay, 2 successes.
Would you like all of us to roll for that, or would
Go
just
ahead and
the
all
one
of you roll
team?
for that, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going first.
Okay, I got
Alright.
Sorry, the clicking on this is very finicky.
You're good. I'll do 2 and keep one in the chamber.
I will do 2.
5,
Nice.
and I will reroll 3. 2 successes.
2 successes.
Roll, please. Alright.
Hey.
1 success, and then... So I can... So I'm not trained in stealth, but I can use the 4 I have under Brawn, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Cool, so I'll roll the other 2. 1 success!
All right.
So that's what, 5 total?
5 total successes. That is enough, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, we Scooby-Doo sneak in.
Scooby Dooby.
All right. You open the door, grabbing onto it before it can creak open, and like gently push it so that it doesn't make noise. In this particular room of the smokehouse, there are a couple of like smashed smokers and other equipment that would be used to, actually smoke the meat and prepare it. But on a table, there are a couple of farmhands who are sprawled open, cut open it looks like. One of them has hay and straw poking out of his chest cavity, and standing over one of them is a really bulky figure, like you'd imagine, like 7 feet tall, pretty stocky, hunched over with the same uniform as other scarecrows, with a cleaver of some kind cutting into another farmhand. And it looks up, taking a break, and you can see the shadow under the hat moving with the noise. And you get a good look, and it looks like there's the head of a bloodied boar on top of this scarecrow.
Hmm.
Huh.
You are stealthy,
like
so you
that.
don't think the scarecrow has noticed you.
Oh, good. Alright, I'll keep quiet. Well, I'll look back at the other 2.
So we're mostly seeing the bodies of farmhands, and our pig in question is Scary Monster, right?
That is what's immediately obvious, yes.
Zibble shakes her head.
I just mouth to the 2 of you, like, what do we do?
Duval just kind of like lifts his hand and like pushes it forward slowly, as in like a close the door slowly.
You close the door.
Sort of back up a little more out of earshot and just.
So,
Well, we were sent here with gasoline, which means there should be a vehicle. I think maybe we try to find the vehicle, get it running, get whatever we can, hold into it as quietly as possible, and then go.
that seems like a good idea.
Mhm.
I don't suppose either of you know how to drive.
I mean, I can drive. I am more of a mechanic than anything else. I don't know how well I could drive under duress, but I can operate a vehicle.
I'll learn one day.
That is me saying I don't necessarily have training, but I would be able to. I don't have training in pips in it, but like I could functionally drive, just not like,
Figure it
you know, Need for Speed, Fast and Furious drive.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, valid. I know for certain. Listen, no iteration of Sybil Cordova can drive. This is just the nature of her.
This is the
being.
law.
Sybil Cordova can't drive.
Sybil Cordova can't drive.
Too gay to drive.
Too gay to drive for sure.
All right, barn.
Barn.
All right.
Let's try and find ourselves a vehicle.
Vehicle.
Okay. You head out of the smokehouse, not wanting to deal with any of that shit, not wanting to look in the locked door, and you start heading across the farmyard towards the barn, which has a silo attached to the side for a fourth building that's there, and a big old cornfield off behind the barn that you can see now as you get closer. Also, things you can see as you get closer, what were hanging from the scarecrow stalks that Private Blake saw earlier when he looked out the second floor window. Those are not scarecrows, because last you checked, scarecrows don't bleed. Those are some more farmhands that have been dressed up and hung up on the stalks.
Oh no! Ugh.
Sooner the better. The sooner the better. If we're lucky, it is only that thing that is manufacturing these. We'll just get what we need. Do what you need to do, Blake.
Yep.
Do what you need to do.
Yep.
I'll try and hold that in.
All right. Blake, how about you walk backwards and keep an eye on those, and I'll walk forwards and open up the barn.
Aye, right.
All right. So as you walk backward, keeping an eye on the scarecrows, and Private Duvall moves toward the barn, can I get a group investigation check?
Of course.
Sure.
Oh, of course.
Congratulations on investigations.
I will add 2 to my 3 to make that a success. And then I will roll.
All right. Target number 4, by the way.
Okay.
Oh.
Damn
it.
Would you allow me to add a die to the pool posthumously?
Sure.
Thanks, babe. You're the best. Okay, that's
Yay.
2 successes from me then.
Alright, I got 1, you got 2.
I got 0.
Hmm.
Well,
what you
I
could
don't
do-
have anything. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Now, what you could do is burn a card to try again, or to add something.
Oh. Oh, we can do that.
Yes.
You can. You can reroll
I
all
will
your dice.
Do that.
All right. Go ahead, give me a card, and then tell me what it is.
I'm just looking over which one does what. I will give you the 7 of clubs.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Things.
7 of clubs. So clubs are things. Like overcoming obstacles, action, adventure, treasured personal items, like promises made or fulfilled. What about yourself do you give up so that you can try again with clearer eyes. What thing about yourself do you give up?
Thing about myself. He thinks back to everyone looking upon him in pride that day when he volunteered.
Oh.
And it's like he almost doubts the intent that everyone was looking at him. It's more a case of he feels a lot more stupid now for doing that as opposed to feeling that pride.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a shame how memories can so quickly betray us like that, isn't it?
More meat for Kitchener's army.
More meat for Kitchener's army.
Mhm.
All right. Go ahead and re-roll then.
Alright. Sorry, my connection's been weird.
Oh my god, no.
No,
Again.
please.
But I will reroll that. I'm trying, I'm sorry. The
It's
thing
not
keeps,
your fault.
We're looking for 2 more successes?
thing keeps going down to 800 MS.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. Oh my
Oh, wow!
Let's fucking go!
Let's go!
Let's go.
Well played, Private Blake.
Nice.
Well played, Private Blake. Well worth it. And all you had to give up was a little bit of yourself. So,
You've got plenty more to go.
Yeah.
yeah, we're not done with you yet. So, you take a closer look, Private Blake, at the bleeding scarecrows as they move. In fact, yes, they are in fact moving, and it's not just the wind. Their hand twitches, and one of them just rips a hand off the post, pointing at Private Duval as he approaches the barn door and going, and Private Duval, you hear this just in time to step back, as from a nearby bush, well, not somewhat from a nearby bush, but it seems like the whole bush itself moves and runs towards you,
God.
extending claws, with the bush acting as camouflage for another pretty tall, lanky clawed scarecrow lying in wait, ready to attack. Now, because
Oh
you
my
rolled
God, that's
investigation,
terrifying.
you have successfully evaded the ambush, and combat will begin as normal after the break, which we're going to take to get hydrated, go to the bathroom, fix the internet. We'll see you all in a second. Don't go anywhere or else. Hello and welcome back. It is time for some more scarecrow violence. When last we left off, there was going to be a barn fight, or an outside a barn fight. So the bush scarecrow has different stats than regular scarecrows. It acts on a separate turn. I need to activate the scarecrows with their turns, and I need to reset combat real quick. So I'm gonna do that. Woo. And don't hide the scarecrow. Make him fight. There we go.
Make them fighty whitey.
It's scarecrow fighting time.
Goody.
Goody. So, Private Duval, you still have that, Jack?
Yes, sir.
All right. In that case, what do you want to do?
All right. So, from what I recall, we need at least 2 successes to hit these boys.
Yep.
So, I have grenades. See, the thing about... Actually, no, because I have a hunch that these boys take 2 damage to take down. With a grenade, we could feasibly, if we all pool together and I succeed on a roll and it succeeds high enough, we could feasibly maybe do 1 damage to all 3 of them. But now that I say it, action economy probably makes it better to just try and take out one at a time so that there are less to attack us. So I think Arsene is just going to fucking had his rifle out, is just going to reflex fire at the fucking scarecrow bush, because that's so fucking stupid. I love it so much. By stupid, I mean terrifying. That's how I cope. Leave me alone. Anyway,
The scare the bush
God.
crow.
1, 2, 3, 4. We'll roll 4 and keep one of the chamber. Oof. I guess I'll just reroll all of them.
All right.
Hey, you'll love to see
Right
it.
move.
Not enough.
Not enough. Okay.
All right.
Different scarecrows.
It's a different scarecrow, yeah. You fire into the bush, aiming for the scarecrow at point blank range. You definitely hit the bush, but it doesn't look like it hit anything vital on the crow itself.
Okay. So, bush crow, more sturdy. Got it. All right. Sybil, you're next.
Great. Dang it. I'm like, well, I'd say maybe it's whisper time, but I think I can only target one with the thing.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
if you
still-
get one additional if you get one success over what you need, you can technically add spray to it, which allows
Okay.
you to target. As I go over to my reference sheet, allows you to target one additional enemy.
Okay, well.
But that's if you roll one over what you need to succeed. Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, there's multiples of these guys, and I'm not a very good shot, and they're scary. So I think now is the time. So
Oh.
I am gonna use mental anguish,
All right.
which I gotta play a card to do that.
Yes.
So I'm gonna play
Yes, ma'am.
the 9 of Hearts. I
Okay.
just discard, right?
You just discard it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Which,
Star. Sorry. Mental anguish. Target smarts. Deals 1 damage. There is no relevant element to this whisper, and you would be rolling a whisper skill roll against the target's defense. So you're rolling versus its smarts. And you already have 1 success due to the card.
Gotcha. Alright, cool.
Roll your whisper, baby, and you got your smart score to augment it.
Yay! Alright, so I got 1 because I'm trained in the thing, and then my smart score is 4, so I got 5 total.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out the optimal way to, like, do this. Okay. So I've got 5, I have 1 automatic success.
Hopefully these things aren't too smart. If I may
Yeah.
pass down wisdom from your older brother,
Please.
always keep 1 in the chamber.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll 2 for now and see what we end up with.
Sorry. Alex was very kind to me earlier. Technically, you have to choose how many die you're rolling at the start of. You can't like add dice posthumously
Oh, okay.
to the pool. So I don't know if he's gonna continue to be very nice. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, that was a roll of
Sorry,
0
I-
dice, so
Yeah, it didn't
Eh.
roll, so...
click off and
should
click
I-
back.
So should I just roll all of them? Or maybe 3 out of 5?
Yeah, 3 or 4 out of 5, or yeah. Up to you.
I want to make sure this thing hits, so I'm gonna do 3 and then like keep the 2 in the chamber to bump them if necessary.
Tight.
Okay. Okay, 1, 5, 2, 1s. Okay. Well, no point in bumping the other two, and I can't roll again with the remaining.
You can re-roll those two,
Okay.
and then you can bump with the other
Alright.
point.
Let's re-roll those two. Boop. God. My one complaint is this does. There we go. Hey!
Hey!
Let's fucking
Holy
go!
shit!
So that's a total of 4 successes.
Yep.
So how many successes were necessary?
2.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
So that's two
2
over. So technically,
Technically.
you can buy both spray, which targets an additional target, and
Yeah.
+1 damage.
I am going to do that.
All right, targeting the scarecrows.
Yes.
Cool. All right. You tap into the veil, and remembering an old book, an old story you'd once heard about scarecrows, attack their brains directly with this like wave of energy
Oh my god.
from your eldritch thoughts into theirs. They writhe and scream, and blood comes from their heads before they just collapse into piles in front of you.
When was the Wizard of Oz published? Survey says 1900. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Sybil Cordova remembers that scarecrows are fucking dumb and thrives what little brain they have.
Excellent.
Okay.
My Damn. Mademoiselle Cordova, reminds me to never get on your bad side. What a fucking turn.
What a
Holy
turn.
shit. This is why I love this game.
Fuck, dude.
Adrenaline feels good. Mainline it.
Sybil seems freaked out, but she's like, also kind of excited that it worked because she wasn't sure if it would.
Oh. So who's
Okay.
next?
Blake.
All right, Private Blake.
Private Blake says,
Private Blake.
I'll just roll and be quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still having some internet issues. Shoot! All right, we need
Shoot.
more than a 2 to hit it from my previous attempt. So hopefully you can get 3 successes. Let's go. Hopefully you will not be Sybil dies in the vicinity of a barn. Cordova.
I'm not dying around a barn today.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Hopefully get +1 die to make it a 5.
Okay,
Wait.
that's 1 success.
All right.
Yep. So 1 success, so 1 success, so 1 success.
So 1
Okay.
success.
So one
Mhm.
success.
So 1 success. Oh my god! Oh my god, no! So 1 success.
God. It's so fucking good.
So 1 success. So 1 success.
Oh my god, this is kind of terrifying.
That's the true villain of Never Going Home. Bad internet.
Bad internet.
Be like that.
Sybil gets bad internet in a barn and dies, Cordova.
All right. 1
Sybil's
success,
bit
not
rate goes
enough.
to
No.
Yeah, unless you can re-roll.
So that's 4
Accidentally
total.
had caps on.
Oops.
Whoops.
Alas. Alack.
Alas.
You were feeling very enthused.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
Blake
it was
cannot.
5 total points in shooting, so nope. Not gonna be enough to hit the bush crow. Bang! The shot once again goes wide, misses the bush crow. That leaves the bush crow as its turn.
Great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It is going to turn and see, hey, its buddies are dead. And there's this lady with psychic powers attacking.
Oh no!
So
no.
the bush crow is going to charge Sybil Cordova.
Oh no!
All right. So total of that many dice with 2 in the chamber.
Fuck!
Okay,
All right.
so that's 2 successes.
2 successes. It's going to bump up a 4 to a 5 to make it 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
And it has 1 more in the chamber.
Oh, let's go!
All right. Sybil, you back up just in time to avoid getting tackled, and like the gnashing jaws of the scarecrow animate and just chomp, chomp. Shards of porcelain are inches from your face. It is
I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it!
It's going to have you go next, Sybil.
Great! Goody! Oh my god. So I don't want to blow another whisper because I only have the one, but it's like on me, so
Consider
consider.
the unit can choose to forego all of their individual turns in order to attack as a group. So if you want to forego your turn,
Yes.
and I having good range,
Yes.
we can each soldier rolls their attack, and all of the successes are pooled.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Alright, so I'm rolling my attack, which...
Yes, ma'am.
Where do I... Sorry, where do I...
Ranged probably, unless you have
Ranged,
higher score in melee and want to fucking knife it.
Wouldn't that be fucking wild if Sybil
Wait.
had a higher...
What?
No, they're the
what?
same.
Okay.
So I just have the one, so...
All right.
Alright. Let's do it. Rip.
0 successes.
I thought you had... Okay, yeah, cool. That's fine. We will roll, yeah, we'll roll 4 and keep it in the chamber. That's 1, so we will re-roll the 3. Alas. Private Blake,
Private Blake is fucking dead.
Private Blake is fucking dead. However, Private Blake is part of the team. Would it be possible?
It would be helpful, but Private Blake is long gone, and I don't know when they're coming back. Might be 10 minutes.
Could one of us perhaps roll some dice for Private Blake?
All right, click, configure permissions. Congratulations, Atwas, you now own Private Blake.
You've got it. Oh, baby. It's fucking perfect. He's got 1 rank, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll roll 4 dice and keep 1 in the chamber. For Master Blake, I will click over. Oh my god, we're just gonna re-roll all of them. Okay, so that's 2 successes, 3 total. Would that be enough to hit?
Yes. All right.
Let's go. 2 damage.
Yeah. Finally, everyone just like bang, bang, fires in close range towards the bush crow to try and get at least 1 shot into it. Wham! It slams into the center of the bush crow, and it hisses and growls once again. And it's gonna back the fuck up towards the cornfield. It's getting the fuck out.
Oh.
Good.
Duval's blood is up. He's gonna want to
Alright.
try and chase it and try and attack it again, if that's something that you will allow.
All right. You're going to need 2 investigation to hit it first because it got a stealth roll.
Ooh, 2 investigation. Well, we'll
Can I-
try it.
Can I help with investigation?
Sure, that could be your turn.
Yeah, you're
Look!
trained in it, right?
I am trained in investigation.
So that would be 1, and then I'll just roll my flat 2.
Okay. So I'm gonna add 2 to the 3
Alas.
to bump it to a success for a 5, and then I'm gonna roll my remaining 1.
Okay.
Damn it.
So
Rip.
You got no idea where the bush crow went.
Matt.
Damn it. Well,
It was.
out there is away from us, right?
Right. I thought you did not know very much about what was happening out here, Mademoiselle Cordova.
Let's just say the Cordovas have an amount of information. Or
So-
had, I should say. Now it's just the one Cordova with the information.
You just see Duval's eyebrows kind of like go up under his Adrian helmet, and he just. So it's just you.
Just me. And answers out here somewhere, maybe. Comes in handy though, right?
Speaking of, what are the odds that you could do that again?
I could probably manage one more. It takes a lot out of me though.
I can tell.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just hope we'll be lucky and not run into anything else, and if we do, let's hope you two boys are good on your guns and I get lucky again. Okay.
Are there any like openings, either like windows or like this sort of like stable openings or something that we can peek into the barn first?
Yeah, sure, you can, like, duck into the stable to try and look into the barn from there.
Yeah, sure. Just get a scope on.
Okay.
Alright. Like, I'm not gonna have you roll investigation for this because it's pretty obvious. You can hear moaning, sounding like human moaning from inside the barn as you approach from the stables. You look inside, there is another, there's another scarecrow in there that's bleeding, doing some, like, crude drawings with very stiff arms on a paper on a table. Splayed out across the table next to him, there is another farmhand who looks to be the source of the moaning. And I'll actually have you roll investigation to see more of the barn, because that's just what's obvious about it.
Sure.
Looking. Okay.
I'll roll my 1 and keep 1 in the chamber.
Got a 6 out of 1 to
6.
to the 4 to make it into 2 successes.
Oh, damn.
Blake is back. Let's go.
And then I
I did it.
Rolling high.
Another 2 just to
Okay, yeah, wow, that's a lot of successes. You can see
make
that
up for our
hanging...
failures in combat.
Yeah, you can see that hanging in the rafters, there are 2 more scarecrows, and these appear to be armed with rifles that are, like, scanning the main entrance of the barn, occasionally looking back and forth. With a sheer absurd amount of successes, you can also see what look to be pretty deep tire tracks, the kind you would find in, like, a tractor or a little shitty barn car, the things that's just used to transport around the farm, that head out of the barn and towards the cornfield.
There's gonna be some scarecrow army out there, isn't there?
The corn, yes. However, I don't think I want to tangle with armed scarecrows.
Yeah.
So, are you both familiar with a term called triage?
Is that like a triangle?
Not quite. It is a French term which basically you evaluate what you have and you treat people or act depending on who is more likely to survive.
I'm familiar-ish.
That man is dead, as far as I am concerned. Unless you two can think of any way of getting him out, I don't. I think we should.
I don't feel very confident in our abilities.
Okay.
Like I said, I only have one more of those in me, and we are here to save an army.
All right.
Yeah, we shouldn't bite off more than we can chew.
Is there, so there's a silo that's kind of alongside this barn. Is there a way into the silo that doesn't require going into the barn first?
There's an external door.
All right. Let us do our best to not alert whatever the hell is going on in there. Maybe in the silo we can get grains, scoop some up, that's at least bread. Wait. With those amount of investigation successes, would that have been enough to, like, have one of us be able to see what that scarecrow was writing?
With that absurd amount of successes, sure. Yeah, it looks like a diagram of human anatomy and then some doodles with how to incorporate that to make a scarecrow. Yeah.
Looks like he's behind on the, looks like they're behind on the, production, considering their friends in the smokehouse, yeah?
Seems like it.
That's one way of putting it.
Alright, silo?
Silo.
All right.
Silo.
The silo is unlocked, and the first thing you notice, bird droppings are littering the floor. As you open the door, there's some cawing and fluttering and flapping. You look up. There are several crows in here that have turned this place into basically a giant rookery. All sorts of perches have been made up for them. Nests have been decorated with grains and sticks and other parts. These look like very fat and happy crows that are eating here. There's like a little bit of grain that's still around. A lot of sacks have been like torn open and emptied. It could feed like a small squadron. It could feed some of the army for a little bit. It could hold off a little bit of it if you can find a way to, transport sacks of grain. Also, in this big old rookery silo, there are swinging, hanging, like, strung up by a rope, basically a cocoon of straw in which you can see the face of a farmhand.
Oh no!
No!
I do not care for that.
No, that can't say that's something I ever thought I'd be thinking about. The straw cocoon is new for me. That's a new concept.
What's like the expression on the face?
It doesn't look like it's noticed us.
He looks vaguely asleep. He is groaning, slowly rotating the cocoon so that his face looks out at you.
I have the gun on hand.
Are you going to try to shoot him down?
I mean, he certainly looks in pain.
Private Blake. God, what was that accent? Never heard of her. I can't do French to save my life. Private Blake. I think we have been lucky when it comes to our firearms. We can shoot and see if he comes down, or I think our best option would be to find the tractor or lorry or truck or whatever it is, so we can at least load these things and go. I don't know.
No, you.
What do you two think?
You're right.
No, you're right.
As you talk amongst yourselves, you hear the cocooned farmhand groan, and then you can hear him speak in French. Run.
Okay.
What did he say?
Run.
All right. Well.
Well, there answers that question.
Don't need to tell us twice.
Yeah.
Let's go follow some tire tracks.
You get the fuck out and just close the door behind you.
Yep.
Sorry, dude.
Hey man, the grain is probably too heavy for us to carry without, machinery. So let's get the machinery so we can at least get our fucking provisions and hopefully get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
All right. You follow the tire tracks. They head directly into the cornfield. The corn is very tall. Like, for Sybil Cordova especially, it's very tall. You can barely see over it, let alone through it. But the tracks have got to be somewhere in here. And presumably also the tractor.
Yep. Time to look.
I'm gonna go ahead and need a group investigation check. Target number 3.
All right.
1. And then I'm gonna add 3 to my 2 to be another 5.
Okay, cool. That'll make it 3.
I can only roll 1. It's 3. I'll re-roll that. Nope, sorry.
Okay. 3 is still enough.
Yeah.
You push your way through the corn, ducking under it to avoid the watchful gaze of anything that might be looking down from above. Wind blows through, rustling what feels like your entire world at this point, because this is a large cornfield. You can hear the cawing of crows and the rustling of leaves as you go. It seems everywhere and nowhere all at once. The smell of dust and the vague smell of chemicals fills the air, but you just keep down, keep low, follow the tracks as best you can. The corn itself is growing pretty straight, returning to a straightened position as soon as there's nothing pushing it over. It's almost as if nothing drove through at all and the tracks are the only sign. But eventually, you get to a clearing. Not a very large one. It's around large enough for like 6 people, plus the tractor, which you do in fact find in the middle of the cornfield.
Okay.
Oh, good. Kind of hard to miss.
Is there anything else around this tractor?
Investigation one more time, baby!
Oh boy!
I will roll 2 this
Okay, that's
time.
1 success plus. I'm gonna add my 3 to that 3 to make it another. Well, actually, I'm gonna add 2 to make another success.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
So 2 successes,
I didn't mean to roll 3, but sod it.
Alright.
and then I'll roll again. Nope. 2 successes. Worth it to try.
Okay. So, you definitely feel like you're being watched as you approach the tractor. Like, as if there's something breathing that's in the cornfield, looking directly at you.
So, about that driving.
All right, keep an eye out. Let me double check and see if this thing runs. And Private Deval will, or Arsene, he will kind of do a once over of the tractor. Does that fuel? If not, empty gas canister in. Does it look like there's any visible damage? If so, we'll do his best to do like a field fix, that sort of thing.
All right. That's a mechanics roll for me, please.
Excellent. Okay, I have training. I have 1 base. I can add 2 to that to make it a 3 and keep on in the chamber. Come on, baby. Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
Hey!
Hey!
We will re-roll that too. Yeah, 2
Unfortunate.
successes though.
All right, 2 successes. It looks like there's some damage, not enough to make it inoperable. You reasonably sure that you have enough on you to like patch it up and make it at least operable until you get back to the front, where someone else can do like a full-on repair job. It is in fact completely empty of gasoline, so you pop open the cap, start fueling it up, and as you do, a voice echoes through the wind. So we got more takers on the land, do we?
Does everyone hear that?
All of you hear that, yes.
Who's that?
Do you want payment?
Takers, slashers, burners. Payment is only used between yourselves. Hardly seems fair now, does it?
I mean, it seems like you took an awful lot in response. I don't know if the payment was entirely fair.
Took, well, from your skewed point of view, I suppose. We did. The corn around you starts shuffling. There's something moving inside of it. Definitely the source of whatever's talking.
Gun
But-
pointed.
Yeah. But on the other hand, look around you. This is no longer a place of life, a place of growth. It's been ruined for miles around. Taken, slashed, burned. The soil weeps, the land cries, the wind roars. And so, for the land and the wind, I lead a recollection. I lead a repossession. You have taken from the land and the wind for too long, takers. So it's ours once again now. And then stepping out from the field is like this hobbling humanoid figure dressed in like this padded leather coat and a big top hat, like almost looking like a Victorian era English gentleman, except that he's got the face of a skeletal crow.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't think that we are who you are looking for. The people who poisoned this land, the people who stalk through it and
When the bombs
reach their
fall,
chemicals.
they fall from both directions.
Arsene kind of like ducks his head, kind of like keeping his face down, keeping his eyes down, and is gonna do his best to try and get this shit fixed and running as quickly as possible. Fellas, if you want to stall, please.
The bombs fall from both directions, but unfortunately, you can't just. If the bombs are coming from one direction, you have to fight back, otherwise the land gets destroyed regardless.
Is that not what I'm doing, little girl?
Excuse me, little girl?
Little girl, you heard me.
We'll upgrade it to little woman, yes, maybe.
Look, this doesn't need to happen, alright?
Alright, so if you're gonna distract this fella, I'm gonna need some communication rolls. Target number
Okay.
2.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, Bessie. I'm focused on this tractor, so
Valid.
have fun, fellas.
No, it's okay. I am trained in communications, so.
So am I, but not very well.
Okay, so.
Alright, I'll re-roll that.
Okay, so I got 1, 5, and then I'll re-roll that.
Damn it.
You can
Actually-
always burn a card to bump it.
Let's.
Oh, good.
You can always burn a
How
card
many
to
things do we
bump
need?
it.
2.
2.
I have. Okay, so I.
So we have 1 success from Sybil.
Mhm.
Okay, let me grab a deck.
That's the wrong thing. Okay, so I rolled 2, rolled another 3, and then I think I have 1 more, so.
Alright, I'll
Maybe
wait for
this
you.
one? Come on, please, hit the button. Yeah!
Oh my god!
Let's fucking go.
Don't have to do this, you say. Well, seeing how this land is mine under lack of other management, and seeing how I have intruders who have taken, attempting to take, what would you propose I do instead?
Hang on. I have to ask, under lack of remaining management. From what I understand, this farm has been here for some time.
That it has. Protected by the land and the wind, right up until they spurned our gifts.
How exactly is it spurning your gifts? If the land creates things to be eaten, then is it not better to eat?
Well,
What's the point in a harvest if no one uses it?
he grins, and there's just like this maw of jagged fangs that emerges from his bird beak. What an excellent question. That, of course, would depend on what one defines as a harvest.
Well, seems like there's a lot of corn here.
That there is. Do you intend to take that as well?
I mean, bereft
No.
of other options.
I heard a no. You got something to
It's just-
say?
We're taking what we need. I'm sorry, we've got mouths to feed.
Doesn't everyone? And then once your mouths are fed, what? The bombs keep dropping? The air becomes poison once again? You want me to feed that which would kill us?
Would it be fair to say that repairs would be kind of like done by now, or bypasses would be done by now?
Yes.
Well, victory will come.
When?
There'll be a winner.
When?
I guess.
I don't know when, but there has to be.
This. My apologies. Blake, I mean this with no, no ire, but this whelp is from across the sea, across the channel. It is not his land. This is a land that my blood and my countrymen shed for those invaders. Sort of, Duval kind of points vaguely towards the east. Those invaders whose corpses are in the cellar of the farmhouse. They are the ones who invade. They are not the ones who stewarded the land. They are not the ones who would take care of it. We are the ones who stand in at least some way to stop them from going forward and forward and forward and trampling everything beneath their hobnailed boots. That is what we can give, is we can give respite. We can give a pause. If you will be so gracious as to allow us sustenance, there really is no reason for us to ever come back here, specifically, once we are gone. But we will hold that line, and they will not pass. Because I love this land. And if you are, as what they say, a part of this land, then that means I love you too.
Make me a communication roll, please.
I'm so good at communications, team.
Can I?
No.
No.
Y'all have done
Sorry,
your
babe.
communication.
I have to buy... I have to buy training, which means at max I can roll 2. I think I'm gonna have to roll 2 and see if I can get lucky.
Woo.
That's a 6 and a 1. I'll burn a card to re-roll that one and hope I get lucky again.
Okay.
I will burn a second card to make that a success.
Ooh!
All right, 2
So
successes.
my 9 of spades and my jack of spades, both of which are, if I recall correctly, knowledge, I believe it was. God. What's the point of being a lawyer if you're going to just die before you could ever even have the chance of passing the bar? Laws, things like this, they are part of a civilized society. Like Mademoiselle Cordova said, things are far more real, far more powerful at the front and in the trenches. So knowledge from before, what use does it have for me?
What use indeed. You speak about holding the line, but that's really all you can do. What is victory, even? The skeletal bird looks over at you. Now, you have done some damage to me and mine. But there's something in your eye. Something not worth feeding to the crows. Tell you what. One of you is gonna have to share the message so that we don't go through this unpleasantness again. So, this is my final and only offer. You 3 will be fed, and one of you gets to return back from whence you came to hold your line.
And the other 2?
You get to repair the damages you did.
Oh god.
It is a hell of an offer. Unfortunately, I don't believe you have seen what we have seen. There is nothing that could stop them if the line is broken. And Duval will look at Blake and will kind of size him up, as in like is this pup going to sacrifice himself, or does he have things to live for? I think he has things to live for, doesn't he?
Private Blake,
Yeah.
do you have something to live for?
My family's waiting for me.
The family's waiting for you.
But he's looking at Sybil. There's like a look of guilt on his face.
Would you allow Private Duval to interrupt you, Sybil?
Go ahead.
I'm afraid that this land, this nation, is home to just one of us. So while I am willing to spill my blood over and over again, this land is not theirs. It is yours, and I am one of those who borrows it. So if that is not enough, then that is not enough. But I will tell you now, if we starve and the line breaks, the Bosch, the Germans, the Austro-Hungarians, they hold no love for this land. Not like I do. Not like we do.
Well, that is a damn shame. But I do
So
believe
it
I
is.
said that was my final offer.
It was generous, but here we are.
Now, I am a patient man, but my patience has its limits. And y'all are rapidly approaching the limit.
Your patience is much appreciated, and as is the warning. And Duval will start up that fucking tractor. Let's go!
Alright! So, you get the tractor working as the crow twitches and writhes, and like his arms crack, extending open, his legs open up so that he's basically standing twice as tall as before. Basically, what would be his bones are unfolding, making him twice his normal size, as the king of crows stares down at you and screeches out a challenge.
Nope, nope, no, 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 no.
You'll have to see it. The King of Crows.
The King of Crows.
The king of crows.
I
Alrighty.
hope your crow follower appreciated that eyeball.
The king of crows approaches. It is battle time.
Oh, goody! Yay!
Alright.
Well, I no longer have a jack, so if somebody else has a high card they want to say as being something, go for
Got a
it.
9.
9 is higher than his initiative value.
Let's go.
Do I have to give up the card or just say I've got a 9?
Just say
No,
you got
you
a
just
9.
say it.
Cool. Right, I've got a 9. I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay.
Just like, we just grabbed onto the tractor, just like, trying his best. Oh my lord. Oh, Benjamin. How are you still alive?
The folly of the young.
Cool, I'll use 1 dice to make that 4 or 5, so 2 successes.
2 successes. That's not enough.
What?
Alright. You open
king.
fire and bang! It just bounces off of King Crow's body.
Duval? Might need to step on it!
Duval kind of like, the tractor's just roars to life and is like slowly getting up to speed, but Duval kind of like foot on the pedal kind of swings around with the rifle and will take a shot.
Alright.
Let's see if this goes. 2, 3, 4. We're gonna keep one in the chamber. It just makes sense. 2 successes.
Oh,
I'm going to bump that 4 to a 5. Is that enough to succeed?
No.
what?
Okay. Fuck.
Ching! Another shot bounces off the King Crow as he just, like, laughs and echoing deep. Like a distorted crow crying.
It's Cordova.
Okay, well,
well, he's probably pretty smart, but okay. So here's my thought. I have I've got my whisper I can use.
Okay.
My other thought is we have gasoline and maybe we have something to light it on fire.
So true, bestie.
Which I guess that being said, even if I were to use a card to help, I'm not great at like throwing shit. But if anyone else would be more skilled at lighting that gasoline once I could probably at least manage to put us behind us. That's probably doable. I could also just go for that whisper and see if it does anything, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've used our turns, so lighting it would have to be next round.
Yeah, okay.
After
I'm gonna
the
try
king goes.
I'm gonna try out the whisper.
Yeah, of course.
Give it a shot. Alright. 8 of hearts.
8 of hearts.
Alright.
That's another relationship you gotta think of. As yep.
Well, I don't even remember what my parents look like anymore. They died when I was 5. I have pictures, and that's all I have. So if I have to let that go, then I have to let that go. Whatever.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoop. Goodbye, Mom and Dad. You're already dead anyway. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. So, okay, so I have an automatic success. I'm gonna roll 3. I'm gonna see how that go. Oh, God. Okay, 5, 2, and 1. I'm gonna re-roll that 2 and that 1 and see what had been. Damn it.
Oh.
And that's all I had,
Yeah.
so
Unfortunate.
Maybe it has
2 successes.
2 versus smarts, unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. All right. Once more, you dip back into the veil. Your memories of those you have lost fading as you project that pain towards the King of Crows. He once more guffaws, that awful, awful crow guffaw. Would you like me to show you how it's done, darling?
Oh, fuck you!
Yeah. And he turns towards Benjamin Blake.
Oh no! The baby!
The baby! Alright. So, I'm double checking. So, he doesn't have a hand of cards. He doesn't need to discard anything.
Okay.
So, does not have to pay this cost. The narrator does not have a hand of cards, so would that give him an automatic success?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The King of Crows opens wide his jaw, and Private Blake, you are staring into the abyss, and the abyss hates you with everything it has. It is causing you some severe mental anguish.
You fucker.
I hope you have a decent smart score.
I don't.
Oh no.
Oh wait, that was not correct. He was supposed to roll 6 dice, so ignore that.
Sorry. We need 6 of them.
Despise you.
Alright, so that's
God, it feels so good.
3 successes, 4 total successes. What's your smart score?
2.
Okay. So he's gonna go ahead and bump that up to +1 damage.
Okay.
Oh my god. Let's go.
And
Which
then...
is.
Alright, so
Brain
that's
aneurysm,
2
probably.
total damage from mental anguish.
Oh no.
Private Blake, what goes through your head before your head goes entirely?
Oh, gee. Well, without alluding to it, since it was technically on another stream, everything that he is seen in this hellscape. That's not the most horrifying thing. The most horrifying thing is the immediate regret that just slams on top of why did I do this? It was all for nothing.
So it was. And as you think it was all for nothing, you feel nothing as your head just explodes.
Fuck!
Private Blake is gone.
Oh, fuck.
So, King Crow had 2 more dice left in the chamber and rolled 2 4s. So he's gonna bump those up to successes too. So let's see. 2 successes were to hit Private Blake. 1 was to make it fatal, so that is 3 successes left. I don't think that's gonna be enough to hit any of you, but still.
I do not believe so.
Yeah, no, he would have to spread it out, and that would eliminate one of the successes needed to hit a 3 or less, so...
Yeah.
That is King Crow's turn. That is the next round. Would you care to try again, little girl?
Don't have any cards!
Spill that gasoline.
Yep. Cracks open the gasoline and just like dumps it behind them as they just like flings it out, basically.
Alright. That is a ranged roll to throw the gasoline.
Okay. Cool. So I can take up to 2 from guts, right? I think so.
Yeah. You got scores too?
Yeah.
Are you
So actually-
trained in ranged?
No. So I
1.
only took the 1. Great.
He's got 1
cool.
dice.
Fuck.
Alright. You toss the gas can, but it doesn't spread to the necessary range where it would cover the King of Crows.
Well, I tried.
If it didn't cover the King of Crows, would it at least cover our retreat or our direct path?
You can still attempt to shoot it.
I will still attempt to shoot it.
Yep.
Okay, 2, 3, 4. Gonna keep 1 in the chamber, alas I have no more cards to give, but we'll do our best. 1, 2 successes, gonna bump the 4 to a 5, 3 successes to shoot the gas can and set it on fire.
Alright, that is just enough to hit it successfully. There's a loud bang as the gasoline canister explodes, and there's just this roaring wall of fire in front of King Crow.
Yeah, we floor it, and
Alright.
that's gonna be the crow's turn.
Cool. Alright. You floor it, and then you feel the ground beneath the tractor rumbling as vines burst from the ground and start wrapping around it. He is once more using elemental rituals, this time with earth, to do some smacking of that tractor.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Jesus.
He will bump a 4 up to a 5, so that is a total of 5 successes, because 1's automatic. The vines wrap up the tractor, and it cracks, creaks, and groans. It is held firmly in place.
Time to get off the tractor.
It's time to get off the tractor.
Time to get off the tractor. Let's get off the tractor.
Run.
Run.
Alright. You're gonna run? That's gonna be athletics, so Arsene, go for it.
Alright, okay, so 1, then I need, so I can roll, I'm gonna roll 2 and keep 1 in the chamber. 6, I'm gonna re-roll the 1. for. Alas, but that's one success at the very least.
All right, that's one success.
Hopefully the fire helps.
The fire helps a little bit. It's slightly slowing him down. So you're not out of the woods, but he is walking around the fire towards you. You have successfully kept up the ground you made.
As one says, X, go and give it to you. What?
Time to roll my 1 dice.
Let's fucking go!
All right, you're also keeping pace and running the fuck away.
Nope.
Yeah, and as you move, you look behind you to see, is he catching up? Fuck, he kinda is. He's going around the fire in the truck. A grin spreads across the King Crow's face. And he laughs, this evil, diabolical laugh that seems to target your very soul. He is targeting Guts.
Cool.
Alright.
Goody.
No more guts.
All right, so that's 3.
I mean, whom's is he targeting?
All of you. So that
Okay,
is
well, three's enough for me.
yeah,
Three's-
Arsene and Sybil. Cool. You're both held in place, frozen, as the laughter just like chills you to your very bones. That gives you the stun effect, which means that the King Crow automatically goes on the next turn because he's the only one not stunned.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
May I speak even though I cannot move?
Yes.
Take me then. 2 lives. That's enough, right?
That was before you tried to take him from me.
We didn't take, we ran.
Your running days are over.
Always have been.
And he is going to pull up some more vines from the ground to try and wrap around you, Arsene.
You've got it.
All right. 2 successes. He will bump a 4 up to a 5, so that's 1 success plus 1 automatic.
Okay, that will meet my brawn, so
All right. In that
presumably
case,
it's brawn you're going for.
he is attacking Braun, yes.
Excellent.
And then he's going to... How many left does he have? 1 left, so he's going to re-roll the 3 2s.
All right.
Okay.
Nice. Let's
5 more
go.
successes. King
Oh
Crow
my god.
is out for blood.
X gonna give it to you indeed.
X gonna give it to you.
All right. So he's going to use that to have the earth spray and then add 1 damage. So it'll also target Sybil and also do 2 more damage. So
Okay.
that is 2 total damage to Braun for both Sybil and Arsene as the vines wrap around and start squeezing hard as if they're going to pop.
Remind me. So it's like 1 health for every 2 that you have in brawn, right?
No, it's 1
1 to 1.
Oh, okay. Cool, neato.
I've got 2 left.
Yeah, I got 2 left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so, Arsene, since you taunted him, it's your turn next.
Yes, sir. Just looking over what I have got. Okay. Fire's still going, right?
Fire's still going.
Am I able to move now that the round
Yes.
is over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, the first thing Arsene is going to move is he's going to start backpedaling and kind of like keeping himself in between the king and the civilian. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
And he is going to... Okay, Sybil. So, It's gonna take a hell of a lot to hit this guy.
Yes.
Do we want to pool our ranged attacks and attempt to be able to hit him, or do you think you would be better to keep your turn to yourself?
I mean, either way, it's a 1 for me, so
So how about we pool?
let's pool, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna roll 4 and keep one in the chamber. Hopefully.
I got a 6!
Okay.
That's 2 more. I don't think that's enough, so I'm gonna re-roll those 2. That's 4 successes?
Yo, you got past the armor!
Oh, let's fucking go! Okay, well, rifle shot does two damage then, so, yeah, as Arsene backpedals, he shoots and, tries to keep himself in between the king and Sybil and fire and everything.
Alright, so, pooling your resources as you back away, you quickly load up another rifle in the chamber and fire. Wham! It strikes the king dead on, in his face, chipping off a little shard of bone as it does. His head snaps back and then snaps forward, looking very, very angry. Now, I believe since you pooled your resources, it would go back to the King Crow at the start of the next turn?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Now that was mighty, mighty inconsiderate of you, he says. And then he points a hand at you, and wind starts whipping around, roaring around you, and starts to feel like razor sharp. He's targeting Arsene, but will definitely try to spray if he gets enough successes here. Alright.
Yeah, that's enough for Braun.
That's
I
enough
have 2, so that's 1 over.
2. So he is going to do a re-roll real quick of the 3 that missed.
Oh, baby.
Yep.
How could you
Unfortunately,
roll way better than I ever do as narrator? It's not fair.
it's not fair. I'm evil. All right.
Me too.
So, that is 6 total successes actually,
Yes, sir.
which is enough to spray and to deal additional damage to both of you, and I believe that's gonna take you down to 0 brawn each.
Yeah, I have
Yep.
0 cards.
All right. So, first Arsene, and then Sybil. What are the last things that go through your head before the roaring of the wind just causes you to black out entirely?
If I'm just fast enough, maybe I can go forward. Maybe I can get in the way. Maybe I can...
It's beautiful. It's just really beautiful. I don't know why, but it's beautiful.
All right. And the 2 of you fall before the might of the land and the wind. So, unfortunately, Private Blake has his head exploded, so he's not gonna really see this. But the 2 of you wake up later with the last of your strength, bleeding profusely, chests full of hay, looking around, in the process of being turned into another guardian of the land and the wind. With the missing head, Private Blake is busy having a boar's head grafted onto his. And as more scarecrows approach, hatchets, cleavers, scythes in hand, you pass out once again. The news the next day read: Western Front falls back. Lack of food blamed for retreat. Sybil Cordova found dead in a barn.
Fucking hell!
You know, I did want to end that
happy.
dramatically, but at the same time, this was the perfect way to end the saga of Sybil Cordova in various horror settings.
At least my blood goes where it belongs. Into the land of my home.
God. I'd say if there's any way Sybil Cordova would want to go out, it is being absolutely bodied by a horrifying crow creature, but the horrifying crow creature kept going like deep southern calling her little girl, which is a major turnoff for Sybil Cordova. So
But you did get killed by dark magic.
exactly. So, you know, at least I
Swank.
died doing hot cult shit.
Hot culture, let's
so
go!
True, bestie.
She died doing hot cult shit, and also it took fighting a thing that it took facing a thing that there's no way we were ever going to win in any capacity. Mothership
Oh.
was somehow not crushingly unfair enough.
If we were luckier and he was unluckier, it'd just be like that, you know?
Sometimes the dice gods are just cruel.
And also, we did get pretty fucking lucky earlier on in some combats,
yes.
so...
So here's the thing. His armor is 4, but his brawn was only 3. So like,
Oh, one more hit!
one more hit and he was dead.
Incredible. Also, Queen says, you know what? Benjamin with a boar head sounds metal as hell. God.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Like, how could this be a
yeah.
bad ending? You're now scarecrows, and that's metal as hell.
Yeah, exactly. At
Fuck
least Sybil gets
yes.
to be a hot scarecrow.
They just put little lipstick on the Sybil Scarecrow.
Oh man, we were close. Alas, alack.
Alas.
You were real close. You were real close.
Yeah. If only it didn't take both my cards to make that hit.
Yeah,
Such is life.
such is life.
How come you get to have a higher body count as a narrator in one session than I've had in Check's Watch so many? Am I just unlucky? It's not fair. Give me some of that luck.
Don't you have a body count of 4?
Let her rub off.
It's not enough.
There's
not
not
enough blood.
Nah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Sometimes the game's not about winning or losing. Sometimes it's just about hanging out, having fun, rolling dice.
Having a sick as fuck scenario.
Yeah, sick as fuck scenario. Like, I was like, ooh, scarecrows are awesome. So, full disclosure, one of the series I had planned for D6 Tricks was Build a Better Encounter, which admittedly is D&D focused, but it, like, takes monsters and it's like, okay, how can you make a fight with these monsters be more interesting than you open the door to a 30-foot by 30-foot room, there's an orc in there, he charges. And, like, scarecrows are ripe for all sorts of neat ideas on how fight scarecrow be cool.
Definitely. Some fun stuff.
1, they're flammable, but not quickly enough.
You did have the right idea, though. Fire is a weakness of all the scarecrows. It would have ignored armor completely.
Alas.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately, Sybil Cordova is not good at ranged weaponry of any kind.
Sybil Cordova
In
with
this
tiny
iteration.
Sybil arms.
With tiny
I
Sybil arms.
She basically won that second encounter for us, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question, Crimes. How do you feel about the system? I'm curious in terms of like, yeah, just how it works and all
It's
that.
fun, actually. I actually really liked it. Like, the system itself was a really fun time. Like,
I raised
the
my
main...
crab claws to the air.
crab raises crab claws to the air. The thing that made me a little wary of never going home is specifically World War I makes me really sad. So,
Yes.
Yes.
like, it makes me too sad. But
Understandable.
but you know, like, yeah, Sybil Cordova can be bright and cheery in World War I. It's fine.
Oh yeah. The mechanical parts of the system fucking slap though. Just saying,
Yeah,
it's so good.
the mechanical parts of the system are honestly great.
it's a really good balance. It feels like a really solid balance. Like it's interesting because like so with some D&D systems, I tend to kind of come away feeling like putting numbers into skills tends to feel almost pointless. It's because the thing is with the way you can like choose how to spend your dice, it feels like you get to be a little more strategic and you kind of get to make up for the fact that like random numbers will fuck you to an extent in a way that like I feel like just a regular old stat bonus doesn't, which is interesting. Like I think that's what I like about it. It makes me feel a little bit more like, I don't know, sometimes when I'll play D&D, it kind of feels like I'm supposed to be a badass, but actually, according to the dice, I'm never a badass. Not even a tiny bit of a badass. But a system like this, it kind of makes me feel like, okay, it was worth it to put the numbers where they go. I can kind of adjust for what we got, which is fun. Also,
it's
spells very neat.
If I may say, the one plus system, as it's called, it's very empowering in terms of the shit you can do with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Also, I posted it in the Twitch chat, but the Never Going Home sourcebook is on sale on DriveThruRPG for $8 dues, so please check it out. It's hot.
Excellent.
Thank you for running this, Alex. I've been vibrating for, like all month. Playing
this is the real highlight.
Stupid
Never
system
going home,
so much. I'm sorry, I have preferences and I have interests and they align perfectly right here, right now. Thank you for tolerating my definitely terrible, not French accent. I appreciate it.
It's fine, it was perfect. It never slipped once.
Not once.
Thanks, babe.
Alright, now I'm gonna need a northern Belgian accent.
I'm gonna need some more time and some more IPA for that, okay, bud?
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. I actually really liked the system. I thought it was pretty neat. I would play another game with such a system.
I will say this, Kristen. Trust me, as a person who has run a significant amount of Never Going Home games, the proportion of sessions that go into like just straight cocaine territory are pretty high, all things considered.
I love cocaine territory.
just straight up fucking meth territory. It's pretty high because, let's be real, there's just inherent absurdity everywhere. Yeah, it's sad, but like also like, just fuck.
Batshit.
Sybil Cordova found dead in a barn.
Sybil Cordova found dead adjacent to barn. She wasn't in a barn when she died. Thank you.
They moved her to a barn.
her charred corpse.
But
God.
Is that not the most perfect way Sybil Cordova could go out? With the barn coming alive, in a sense, as scarecrows to drag her to the fucking barn to turn her into a scarecrow. The ultimate barnening.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Mademoiselle Cordova. What was the last picture you took on that camera?
God. Honestly, she probably took a picture of the three of them. She was like, selfie!
Candid shot. Aw, adorable.
Selfie.
Adorable. And then she went, maybe I'll take pictures on the... I probably shouldn't take pictures of any of this. Honestly, aside from this is beautiful, another thought was, God fucking damn it, I'm gonna die and no one's gonna see how fucking cool this looked. God damn it. Can't believe I didn't take any pictures. James journalism would be so disappointed in me.
Oh. Well, here's another question. How did you enjoy running NGH this time around as opposed to playing it?
Running NGH is, it's pretty fun. Like, it's not super difficult to run. You just, pile up dice and roll them. And in the case of some monsters, just get an absurd amount of dice.
Just get a truly rolls one dice.
Why
I'm sorry,
are you allowed to be so lucky?
I'm sorry, I meant to roll 6 dice.
I meant to roll 6 dice.
God.
It's truly stupid how many dice that the King Crow had available to him.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's honestly most NGH monsters or antagonists, I suppose technically.
Truly stupid.
Usually, really, like most missions are balanced around like 4, but like if you get lucky or unlucky, like just fuck you. I guess I'm just an unlucky person. I'm gonna die mad about it, just like Arsene did.
Just like Arsene.
Well,
Man, for a second I was like, so are we gonna take the deal? do we send poor child away? No.
Sam was ready to, but you two are you're so young. You have so much to live for. You're babies. And it was too late. Fuck. Oh well.
Fuck. Oh well. An attempt was made.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us this spooky month. Next week, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'll probably stream something. I don't know.
Opinion time?
Opinion time, perhaps. We'll have onions.
Ooh, maybe D&D 1 will have more playtest material out.
Maybe by then it will. We will see you all then. Thank you once again for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye.